Hello my berries, it's me, Darkberry 32, and I'm coming to you guys today with a Dear Darkberry letter. I have a person here who is actually going through a divorce right now as we speak. And so let me just read you the letter that she sent to me, okay? It says, "Hello Darkberry, I watched your videos on YouTube about divorce. I'm going through one right now, and this must be one of the hardest things to do. Her husband sent her the papers 1 week ago after they had been separated for a year. She says she feels like a big failure because he's blaming, her husband is actually blaming her for the actual breakup. He said he cheated, but he's saying that she's at fault and says that she argues too much. However, when they don't have kids and they were legally married for 5 years, but lived together for 4. So they've been together for quite a bit. She says, I tried everything to save the marriage, but no avail. I haven't seen him since he moved out. He never tried to rekindle or none of that. Anyway, I gave up on praying, and my faith is very, very small. I asked God why my marriage failed. Anyway, I admire your strength and advice. You are a blessing to people like me. Even though I have the papers, I'm still hoping for him to return. My world feels crunch. I hope I get through. She hopes she gets through this." I did ask her a few questions. Hold on, guys. I did ask her a few questions. She wanted me to do a video response. At first, she didn't want me to, but now she says it's okay to do a video response. I asked her how old they were. I'm assuming she's 29 and he's 33. So they're pretty much up in age. Okay. I have been through this, unfortunately, twice. The first time, it was very, very hard for me. The second time, not so hard. Because it just was not so hard. So, but the first time, I can kind of feel your pain. Because I can sense from your letter that you're really in love with this guy and you wanting things to get back the way they were, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like he's on the same page. That's the part that you're going to have to come to grips with. Okay, the first thing that you said that kind of threw me off is that you said your faith is kind of, falling to the wayside. You need to pick that back up, honey. That is the only thing that got me through it. If you admire me and what I went through and the advice that I have for you, you have to pick that faith up. Now, don't pick that faith up because you want him back. And I know you're like, what? Darkberry, are you out of your mind? That's the whole reason why I'm writing to you now. I'm not a person that can fix a marriage because my whole thing is if I was able to fix a marriage, I probably would still be my first husband. That's not why I'm here. I feel like my purpose on this channel is to help people get past it and move on the best way they know how. Because it is painful. Y'all, if you have never been through this, the only way I can describe it, it feels like a death. Like you've experienced a death in the family. It is the most... Especially if you love someone, if you really, really, truly love them. It feels like, oh my God. And you do in some ways feel like a failure because at one time, I didn't want to tell people I had been married twice. Like, what in the world is wrong with her? That's the way you look at it. But I know in both of my marriages, they ended in adultery. Both of them. Now, your husband committed adultery. Obviously, and I had to come to grips with this too, that there was something that was lacking. You may think you was probably the best wife, but there was something that was lacking, okay? So, my first advice is pick the faith up. Why do you need to pick the faith up? Like I said, not to get him back, so that you can get past this. You have to. I used to pray, y'all. I used to sit and pray, Lord, please bring him back to me. Please bring him back to me and the kids, so that our family could be whole. When I should have been praying, Lord, help me. Period. Point blank. Lord, help me. Lord, help me to get past this. Lord, help me to understand why this is happening. And sometimes you really don't get the answer. But Lord, also help me to come to grips with the fact that if this man don't come back, guess what? My life is going to go on. And maybe you did argue a lot. I mean, I don't know too many women that don't. Things are just not, sometimes we feel like we have to nag our way through stuff. Even my boyfriend right now, he tells me sometimes like, oh my God. But of course, in the end, he appreciates that I actually talk about stuff because we can get it out in the open and get past it. But maybe you did argue too much. Maybe that's something you need to work on. Why do I always make something so small so big? Now, if you argued, it was probably because of the simple fact that he cheated. Y'all didn't deal with the cheating. Okay guys, I forgot to tell you this part. She actually forgave him and wanted to go to counseling, but he didn't want to do that. So she did try. You did try. You can't down yourself for trying. But you also can't make somebody do something that you want them to do. God, if we could, so many marriages would probably be saved. Now, she also told me that he sent her the papers. He sent her the papers because he thought she wanted the divorce. And she was like, no. Because he was asking her, well, don't you want a divorce? And she was like, no. And he sent the papers anyway. So she was like really surprised. And he was still away. It didn't like he came back in the house. He was gone for a whole year. And then they would talk. And she was the one that would, call him up and say, hey, how you doing? Because he wouldn't even do that. Now, what you need to come to grips with, honey, is the fact that if he really wanted it, you wouldn't have to work so hard. I know that hurts. But if he really wanted the marriage, you wouldn't have to work so hard. Sometimes a person is looking for a fall guy, and you might be the fall guy for this particular issue that you're going through. And what I mean by that, he don't want to be the bad guy. He already done cheated. So he already got the bad guy crown on his head. So now if he was the one to say, well, I cheated and I didn't want her, then he really looks bad. But you tried. You know you tried. God knows you tried. That's all you need. Don't let your faith fall because of a man. Girl, oh Lord, I got so excited just from saying that statement. Yes, he was the man that you loved. We understand that. He was the man that you love. But don't let your faith fall because of a dude. Yes, he was your first husband. Because it don't seem like he wants to stay married. If he sent them papers off, he did not want to stay married. Go on and get what God has for you, girl. Go on and get it. Trust me. And it may take a long time before it all comes in full circle. But it may be some things that you need to work on. It may be some things that you need to work on. Because, if you're 29 and y'all been together, what? See, you said, so I'm assuming that y'all have only been married. You said you've been married for 5 years, but y'all was living together for 4. Oh, that's because he left. Okay, so you were like 24 years old. You're still young. You were still young. And now you're about to hit your 30s. Right where I was when I got divorced. I don't think I was ever married in my 30s. I don't think I ever was married. I think I was. I think I was married I think I got divorced like when I was 31 or something like that. But to each his own. To each his own. All I'm saying is don't let your faith fall because somebody failed you. I know who has never failed you because you're still here. You're writing for help. You're reaching out for help. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, that man failed you. He didn't want to stay married to you. And that is so terrible and it hurts. Get your crying out. Get it all out. Feel sad for yourself. And then you ask God for strength to build yourself back up. And you move on, honey, because you have a life. I know so many times we wrap ourselves up in those men and they become our life. Or our children and they become our life. But he didn't put you on this earth just so you can dismiss the life that he gave you for someone else. It's okay to say, you know what? Whatever his name is, honey, I loved you, I tried, but I got to move on because I want happiness. And I think that's why you're right, because you're probably tired of feeling sad. I know I was. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I cried out to God and I was like, just take him out of my heart. Take him out of my heart because it hurt. And I need you to do the same thing. I need you to get on your knees and apologize to the Lord and say, Lord, I need your help. And I know you're the only one that can help me. That man, even if that man came back today, you still need God to keep your marriage together. So don't do the Lord like that. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Everybody knows that he's a jealous God. And if you're putting somebody before him, you don't like that. So I say this. Get on your knees tonight. Pray. Ask God to heal your heart. Ask God to take that, I don't want to say take that love out of your heart, but just take him out of your heart where you don't hurt so much when you think about him. And you ask God to build you up. And I want you to do that tonight. And then I want you to keep that on your mind and start thinking positive thoughts that, guess what? I'm going to be all right. Why? Because the Lord says so, honey. That's why. I'm going to be all right. So I don't want to hold you guys much longer because I can just keep going on and on and on. But I know you're going to be okay. I want you to continue to keep in touch with me because I want to make sure that everything is all right with you. And if you ever need any kind of advice, I don't have to make a video, but I love to make videos, guys, because you're not the only one that's hurting. Somebody else is out there. Just like a video that you watched helped you, I want this video to help someone else. But if you want correspondence, we can just keep emailing each other back and forth, and you know I'll be there. But don't let any man, I don't care if it's your mama, and I mean that, you don't let any man, any human, take your faith away from, take your faith down to nothing. That's what you need. That's probably why you're not healing. You need that. That's your medicine right there. Okay, so that's it. I'm leaving. I gotta go. But I hope this helps whoever's watching and whoever needs it. And remember, you can always reach out to me. Yes, I have a strong faith, y'all, because if it wasn't for the faith, I would not be here. So I am always going to lead with that. But I'm going to tell you how you can, what you need to say and the things that you need to do in order to get to a better place in life. And positive thinking every day. But what I want you to do is let go. Let go of that man. And reach on. Clamp onto the Lord. That's what you need to do. And you'll be all right. I know you will. I know you. I can't wait. Can't wait till the day that I get an email from you and you're saying things are going well. I wish somebody was here to tell me. Because, y'all, all I did was mope around and cry. And, yeah, I cried almost every day. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I will talk to you later. I hope this helps. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.